quantity of your answers are determined by the quality of your questions. That quote from Andy Andrews is a very important and relevant quote to salespeople. You see, the most important part of the entire cycle of the sale is the introduction. It's the qualifying, the questioning, and the probing section. And that is all about listening, not talking, which for many of us salespeople is hard to do. Being a servant salesperson, being a master salesperson is more about asking the right questions than having the right answers. It's more about listening than it is about talking. It's about being interested in them and their situation rather than in yourself and your product. It is a complete mentality shift that only top producers understand that average producers don't yet get. Average producers talk. They talk too much. They talk about their product. They talk about their company, their features, and they spend not enough time listening. So I'm going to give you a simple formula that you can use to make yourself a better question asker. It's called CPR. Now the C stands for cut open the wound. The P stands for pour salt on the wound. And the R stands for remedy the pain. So let me explain this. So the first set of questions are around related to C, which is cut open the wound. So here's what we mean by that. Cutting open the wound means finding a sensitive point that somebody has in their situation, something that maybe they have a need for, right? And you're looking for sort of an open cut. It's a soft spot, an area of weakness, right? So if it's their insurance, you might want to understand what is it about their insurance that they've been unhappy with. I mean, the easiest way to cut open the wound or to find the wound is to just say, what is your biggest challenge related to this? What are all the problems you're having related to this? Or what don't you like about the provider that you're using now? Now, typically, you don't want to make that your first question in the introduction. You want to build rapport and do some of these other things. But when you get to the part about finding the need, you're going to just basically find what is your challenge. Now, here's what most salespeople do. Most salespeople hear the answer to that question. Like, let's just say, when we're working with a manager, we might ask them, hey, what's the biggest challenge your sales team is having? And let's say the manager replied to us and said, well, call reluctance. I can't get my salespeople to make enough calls. So that's a very common thing that we hear when we're selling consulting. What an average salesperson does in their head is they go, check, I found the need. The need is call reluctance. Well, that might be true, but it's only true logically. Meaning that might be the struggle that they're having, but people don't buy on logic. They buy on emotion. People don't buy on logic, they buy on emotion. It is not enough to identify a prospect's need. You have to take it to the next level, which is you have to get them emotional about that need. That is where the P comes in. That's where we say pouring salt on the wound. Now, you're not actually going to pour anything. You're not even going to really do anything, except you're going to ask deeper questions. You're going to ask more penetrating questions about the need that the person said they had. So once you identify the need, you haven't really completed the introduction yet. You have to keep digging just by asking more questions. So why do you say call reluctance? Oh, really? What percentage of your team has call reluctance? What is the impact of that call reluctance on your organization? What is the impact of call reluctance on your personal income? Why do you think people are struggling with this? And you ask question after question after question about the need. So you identify the need. That's like finding the wound or cutting open the wound, and then you pour salt on the wound. That's like digging deep by asking more and more questions. Then that sets you up to move into your presentation, which is the R, which is to remedy the pain. So the presentation is then tailored to the need that you have just gotten your prospect emotional about. And the presentation, you don't have to show them everything that your product does. You only have to show them the part that satisfies the need that you just identified and got them emotional about. So that is the formula, CPR, cut open the wound, pour salt on the wound, and remedy the pain. But all of it comes down to this one simple idea of asking more questions. Ask more questions. more questions specifically related to their pain. The quality of your answers will be determined by the quality of your questions.